All right. Hello, everybody. It's Emily. I am the owner of Luminous Beings. It is an amazing group and individual coaching program to help people reconnect with the most important person they can reconnect with, and that is themselves. Okay. So today I have been working on this 30-day Expose Your Truth challenge, and we're in day 2. And one of the truths that was my focus of today is the fact that I think toxic positivity is absolute bullshit that is being shoved down everyone's throats. We're saying this kindly. The idea that you can just be happy is so unbelievably toxic and truly just disgusting and shameful, because I think that regular normal human beings are like, not only are they having these negative emotions, but then we get into this cycle where we are beating ourselves up for having these negative emotions that are completely and totally normal. And so then we end up doing a couple things. We end up getting into a mode where we're beating ourselves up over it. Like I just said, where I can't believe I feel this way. I should feel better. I should feel happy. No, we do that. Or we push those emotions away, don't process them. They get stuck in our body. And then 20 years later, we're wondering why we're so pissed off about a situation that happened. And we don't realize it's because it's connected to something that's happened in the past. And so I wanted to share with you guys one of my absolute favorite activities that I just recently learned. I got it from Gabby Bernstein. Her book, Happy Days, is absolutely fantastic if you have ever been or had a traumatic experience. And now most of us, when we hear trauma, we think of something huge and big that is like, oh my gosh, like this huge thing happened to me. But that is not always the case. There are little traumas that can happen to us anytime in our lives, including in childhood. Being bullied in middle school is an extremely traumatic event that can really affect our brains, and it can affect the way that we react. Or, simply having a situation where, maybe there was a parent who would tell you they were going to do something and then would not follow through. That can really affect the way that we react and kind of sense ourselves and the situations around us as an adult, and we don't even realize it. And so one of my favorite activities to do, I'm going to share it with you now. Again, this is from Gabby Bernstein's book, Happy Days. It helps you to bring awareness to your triggers and really take a solid look at, okay, what's making me so aggravated, activated, angry? Like, are there patterns? How do I generally react when these things come up? And this bringing awareness helps you to kind of tone it down a little bit. And that's really how it's affected me. And it really helps you to take your power back, to take more control over your emotional reactions, to reflect and be able to say, okay, you know what? I know why I did that, or I know why I'm doing that, and here's what I can do to change it. And it's a really easy activity. You can do this in, a few minutes. You could take a few minutes every day. And basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to grab a notebook and you're going to make 3 columns, okay? The first column is going to be your trigger. So I want you to think about things that piss you off, okay? What is something that you get overly freaking aggravated about when someone does? And write it down, okay? It could be like when somebody doesn't use their turn signal. Okay, I hate that. It makes me so freaking mad when people don't use their turn signal. I know that sounds stupid, but it does. When someone doesn't use their turn signal, I get pissed off. Like, I get angry. And my reaction is that I'm swearing, like in the car. I'm like putting down this person that just didn't use their turn signal, like with major swear words. We're not going to go into it because I don't want to turn anybody off here with my mouth. But basically, I'm having this overreaction, and the thing that I have to bring awareness to is that the only person that's getting hurt by this negative reaction is myself, because even though it's annoying, it didn't hurt me. Now, could it hurt me? Yes. When someone doesn't use their turn signal, that's not safe. But anyway, let's get a little bit more serious. I'm going to read some of mine to you. So when just like something unexpected happens with my kids, which is like all the time, because when you're a parent, there's just unexpected shit happening out of nowhere. I become I have this feeling of being out of control. And when I feel out of control, I run from that feeling by being passive aggressive, by being rage, by making little snarky comments. And so that's one for me that I have to watch out for. And again, I don't know if I said the 3 columns because I went off on a tangent. It's trigger. So there's a column that's your trigger. There's a feeling that comes with that. And then how you try to run from that feeling instead of going, you know what? I'm really freaking annoyed right now. And I'm just going to allow myself to feel this annoyance and then let it go. Another one is when I feel like somebody isn't answering me. When I feel like somebody isn't answering me, or like when somebody isn't answering me, if I text them and they don't answer back in an unreasonable amount of time, for me, I'm like, oh my God, it's been 5 minutes. They didn't text me back. I can't believe them. That triggers a feeling for me of being invisible, of feeling invisible, of feeling like no one cares. And so what I do when I feel unseen is I try to get their attention, not always in the best way possible. And so that's how I run from that feeling of being unseen, is by trying to get attention. So again, the thing about this exercise is you don't have to fill in every box. So again, the columns are trigger, feeling, and how you run from the feeling. You don't have to fill in every box if you can't. If you can, great. But there's a lot of freedom and a lot of empowerment that comes in this process because you're owning your shit. You're going, you know what? Yeah, when somebody doesn't text me back fast away, I have a tendency to do this because I'm feeling this. Now, eventually what you want to do, and we'll talk about this another time, is we're going to go even deeper with this. So we're going to look at, okay, well, can we think of an event in our lives where we felt invisible at a young age or out of control at a young age? And is it possible that those emotions are stuck in our body somehow? So definitely take your time on this activity. Don't judge yourself. There is no judgment here. Be honest. You don't have to show anybody this. This is for you to look at, to really take an inventory of your triggers, how you feel when you're triggered, and how you try to avoid that feeling. Again, you're going to notice a huge sense of relief when you do this, because you're going to start to notice you're triggered, and then you're going to start to notice your emotional reaction will become less, and you may not run as much from the feeling because you know you are triggered. So I hope this helps. I hope you enjoy this process, and definitely let me know in the comments if you try it. If you're interested in any other of my coaching activities, check out my website. It's alignwithm.com. I also have a really cool course available for $20, which I think is a great deal because there's so much great information to help you reconnect with yourself in this course. It's called Inner Bliss Through Self-Discovery. So it's all about reflecting, mindfulness activities, all sorts of fun stuff in there for just $20, which is really cool. I'm going to link that below as well, and I hope you guys have a great week.